Rural Heritage on RFD TV is brought to you by Rural Heritage Magazine, a bi-monthly magazine featuring articles about farming and logging with draft animal power, small-scale diversified family farming and homesteading, and other aspects of our rich rural heritage. Rural Heritage Magazine, borrowing from yesterday to do the work of today. For subscription information, please call 319-362-3027 or order online at www.ruralheritage.com. Hi, I'm Joe Mishka. Welcome to another episode of Rural Heritage TV.
My name is Ruth Burke. I'm an assistant professor of video in the Wansuk Kim School of Art at Illinois State University. I'm also an ox drover, a first-generation farmer, and an interdisciplinary artist.
And what's happening today?
Today we are breaking ground on a earthwork. The earthwork is going to be just under probably 0.7 of an acre, and it is and let me define what an earthwork is. So an earthwork is a type of art that is made by shaping the land itself. It is often using natural materials. They can be ephemeral, they can be durational, they can be hosted within museums and institutions, but they're most often outside. One of the most famous earthwork is Robert Smithson's Spiral Jetty, and it's in Nevada, Great Salt Lick Flat. But the earthwork that we are working on is a living land acknowledgement, which I can talk about momentarily, and it is one of the only earthworks made with animal traction. So to my knowledge, there are no other artists that are making earthworks using animal power, draft animal power. This earthwork that we're working on is the flagship work in a series. So there's two other smaller earthworks. One of them is in Steuben, Wisconsin. The other one is in Cochranville, Pennsylvania. And one of the shared characteristics of all these earthworks is not only the use of draft animal power in their fabrication, but also that they are all pollinator habitat and food source, which is really important to me as an artist when I think about the sort of footprint that I leave on the world. And in 2018, I started dreaming up these earthwork projects, and I was working on a micro dairy, and I really started to see animals as coworkers. And I'd grown up around horses, but I never really explicitly thought about them as coworkers. And that led me to draft animal power. So after a couple of years of research, I took classes at Tillers. I took all of their draft animal offerings and in the span of like 6 or 8 months. And then after my last class, I got Clark and Sparky about 6 weeks after. And the impetus for getting them was to work on this earthwork series.
Okay, really? Okay.
Yeah.
You have a farm back where you live, right?
Yes, I live about 20 minutes away from the site that we're working at today.
Okay, all right. And so it sounds to me like the whole process is kind of a work of art, in the sense that there's a lot of harmony, and I mean that would be particularly ephemeral, the work that's being done, but I see that you've got people videotaping, and you've got an audience here to watch, and you're experiencing it yourself and other teamsters as well. That's got to be very rewarding.
It is. To pull out another term from contemporary art practice, there is a type of art called social practice or socially engaged art. And when I think about what I do as an interdisciplinary artist, socially engaged art is the umbrella that I sort of house my entire practice under. And one of the tenets of socially engaged art is that the process always supersedes the outcome, which in working with animals is a really good philosophy to have, right? It is about the way that we do things rather than thinking about how perfectly something comes out. You know, if that was the case, why not use a tractor?
Right.
So it's I think it's really important because earthworks are often site specific, and recognizing that like not everybody can come out to McLean County, Illinois to experience the making of this earthwork themselves. Documenting through video, through photo is especially important, and being able to kind of send the message outward. And with art making, you know, I also need these documents just as a form of documentation.
Exactly.
This project is also funded in part by a SARE grant, which is Sustainable Agriculture, Research and Education, the North Central region. And these documents are really important too, to be able to communicate to SARE, like, look, this is what we did. And hopefully these will be useful for somebody else in the future. That's one of the aspects of working with draft animals that I find so interesting, is that the history is complicated.
Right.
The history is especially complicated here in the United States. It is extremely complicated here in McLean County, where prairie breakers came and ripped up the prairie, and they used, you know, 14 or 16 oxen to do that.
Right.
So these animals were part of, in a way, decimating the land.
Right.
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 And making way for industrial agriculture and these like monocrops, which I understand they are part of society. Like, I'm not advocating that like we need to completely do away with corn and soybeans, but that's not good for the earth.
No, it's
right.
not. I mean, we conquered the land
Yes.
instead of working in harmony with it.
Right.
Which is completely unsustainable.
Right.
And I mean, we truly came in to conquer and bend it to our will.
Yes.
And if something's in our way, we extirpate it. We
Yes.
get rid of it.
Yeah. We rip it out. Right.
Yeah, including the natives that lived here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's our history.
So this is, you know, I think all these different parts working in this project, they tap into a lot of different histories, right? And, you know, thinking also about the way that animals have been tools in colonization itself, not only colonizing the land, but colonizing people. There were these, you know, Anglo-centric ways of, this is how you properly have a farm, and that shows that you're taking care of the land. And that, you know, all of these things have sort of converged in this project, and it's big and unwieldy, and I do not have all the answers, right? I'm sort of
Sure.
figuring things out, and
Right.
I don't know that other than making more habitat for pollinators, other than working with animals, like, I'm not sure that I want all the answers. I think that's what,
Right.
in a way, keeps me going as an artist.
I mean, you're kind of scratching it.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that exposes things, and it's the journey, and you're not coming at it with preconceived ideas.
Right.
Which
Right.
we so often
Yeah.
do. And you've got people here watching it happen,
Yeah.
and that you're a great communicator with them, and others are talking to the
Mhm.
people, and so they're learning about it as well, which is
Yeah.
great. We need a bigger community doing that.
I really hope so. And I think one of the incredible things about working with animals is that they are ambassadors in and of themselves. They
Right.
have a draw that, like, you know, no matter what I say,
Right.
I'm not going to bring in the folks that are just like, wow, these animals are magnificent. And I think that also, in a way, is a little bit sad, because it shows how far removed we are from like any kind of farm animal life.
Right.
But
Or agriculture in general. I mean,
oh yeah,
small farm
yes,
agriculture.
yes. But these guys have also been extremely helpful on my farm, and you know, I say this all the time: your tractor's not going to love you back. Your tractor's not
Right.
going to see you happy to
You're
walking
by
out.
yourself in the field.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I grew up
Yes.
with, driving horses in the field, and every once in a while I have to take a tractor out there, and it's completely different.
Yeah, and there is something for me about walking next to my coworkers, my creative collaborators, and having my feet in the same dirt, right? Sharing the same eye line,
Right.
and that is a really powerful form of connection with them. And yeah,
You're walking the land. You're not up in some cab up
Yeah.
above. I mean, even if you're on a small tractor, you're still removing yourself.
Yeah.
This is a lot more connected.
yes,
Tactile.
yeah, and that, you know, that for me that's, I don't know, one of the greatest joys in life, that I think helps me deal with like the world in the state that it is like,
Right.
how lucky am I to be able to have this,
Right.
to have this experience, and to be able to like work the land in this way, and then also work with such wonderful people. So some of the other Teamsters that are here today, Lori Volden, Emily Tim, they worked on one of the other earthworks up in Wisconsin.
One in Wisconsin.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So it
Cool.
is just extremely special that they're here, doing it again at
Yeah.
a much bigger scale.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is the timeline for the earthwork?
Well,
If you can impose a timeline.
if I
on
can
it.
impose a timeline, we are hoping. But I was very careful this summer about not overcommitting myself to other projects because this is my focus.
Okay.
So we are hoping by September, I think 12th, 13th is the autumn festival here at the Horticulture Center. We would like things to be planted in bloom by then.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's going to be a lot of work, but for Clark, Sparky, and I as a team, the plowing is the thing we are not good enough at yet to do on our own. So having Emily and Lori here to be able to at least get most of this done is just a huge help. And then I only live 20 minutes from the site, and we'll just be showing up every couple days and putting in a full day's work here.
Skidding logs up. The earthwork has a variety of organic material that's beneath the earth that's actually put on top. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So the earthwork is radially arranged, in that it has 7 sort of sunburst, sun ray pieces coming off of it. Those are walking paths. So there's going to be these smaller kind of triangular prairies within the earthwork. There's going to be a central gathering space. And then on the outside, the perimeter of the earthwork, there's going to be a horticulture mound that I think is going to probably be about 400 feet long, 400 feet by 6 feet.
Wow.
And yeah, so it's a lot of material. It's a lot of work, but that's going to be this like very distinct feature.
Okay, I guess that's where I was getting lost. The earthwork is it's a complex of
Prairie.
Yeah, right. Whereas the mound, tell me the name of it again.
Horticulture.
Okay, and is that German? Does that come from? Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
All right. And that in particular is the piece that has what I'm thinking of is the branches and the
Yes.
brush,
Yep.
and then the earth kind of encapsulating it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's what I see down there. Is
Yeah.
a
So
lot of
that is the materials for that,
Right,
right?
okay.
And one of the features that we have about this site is that this gets really dry. And really, really dry in the summer. So some of those more sensitive prairie species that don't handle drought super well, that's what's going to get planted on the Hugel mound.
Okay.
And in two, that also taps into this long history of mound building in Illinois. We have a bunch of mounds up in northern Illinois. We have Hokia down in southern Illinois. So this earthwork, in a very contemporary way, sort of creates a center point between these two practices. And there's a series of earthworks up in northern Illinois by a very famous land artist, and whose work I don't particularly want to be associated with, but thinking about like, okay, what does an earthwork look like when we take out big heavy equipment, machinery, and we invite animals into that co-working practice.
I see you have a DAPNet hat on.
I do.
Yeah,
I got my
yeah.
DAPNet hat, and my
I thought that was
DAPNet
a
shirt.
shirt.
Yep.
Yeah, that's terrific.
Yeah.
That's a great group.
They're wonderful. Well, and that was, I bought Clark and Sparky's Sight Unseen from Erica Marzak.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes, and
all right.
knowing her
She's great.
she's wonderful. Knowing her association with DAPNet, that was like, I was like, this person is safe to purchase these critters from.
Right.
Yeah, so that went a long way. That went a long way. Yeah, they've been wonderful. Moda has been wonderful. We had a couple Moda members here today. Three of them, I think. And
Tiller's has been great, I'm sure.
Tiller's wonderful. I'm a board member there.
Are you? Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So very happy to be in service to that organization.
They're kind of going through an identity crisis right now, it seems.
Things are shifting, and I think we're really looking at it as an opportunity to look into the future and see
Good.
what is this place going to be. We need to make sure it's still here. It's an incredible resource, and there's nothing like it in the Midwest.
There really isn't, and it would be wonderful to see it have a stability of vision.
Yes,
Because
yes.
it just keeps
shifting. So
and
yep.
isn't sure who it is.
Yeah, yeah. And I think one of the things that I've been happy to see as things change is they're really sort of doubling down on their bread and butter, the draft animals, the blacksmith shop.
Right.
Learning these
Heritage
traditional
crafts.
heritage crafts
Exactly.
where you're not going to learn that anywhere else in the Midwest.
Right.
So
And the mission work is very important.
Yes.
But it just seems like it's a split focus.
yes,
And
yeah.
And then there's been directors that love the one and not the other. I mean, ever since Dick Rosenberg, there really hasn't been a replacement.
Right. So we're going through an executive director search right now, and we are hoping to find that person. We're confident that we will.
Sure.
But and I think in some way that the issues of even doing international work with our current federal government right now, that maybe this is the chance for us to sort of again just retool and look and say, like, who do we want to be, who are we going to be in the future. But yeah, we're doing everything we can to keep the doors open. So
I'll let you go. That was terrific. Really enjoyed visiting with you.
Tell me their names again.
This is Clark and Spark.
Nice. Was there a Lewis with Clark? No? Okay.
Nope. No, I think they're National Lampoon.
Say again?
Christmas Vacation.
Oh, yeah. Okay. There you go. Okay. Yep.
I know. Can you see those horses?
What are you going to put them to today?
Well, we're still learning how to plow, so we're not really ready to
For
do
public
something.
display.
Yes.
Right.
There's a little garden plow I think we're going to take a stab at though today. And then they can do the disc all day.
Yeah.
And that's my favorite
Right.
thing to work them on. So we're going to do that, and then probably harrow as well. And then just get some logs in the afternoon.
Can you tell me your name again?
Don Ward.
W-A-R-D.
Yep.
Okay.
Just like in Montgomery. Now, you're of the vintage, you know what Montgomery Ward is.
Right.
You talk to the kids under 40, you have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah. I mean, used to sell everything.
Yeah.
Right.
Like Sears, right? J.C. Penney and Sears. And
Yeah.
Wards. Yeah.
Where's the other? Where's his mate?
I'm sitting over there, but
Okay.
Hey, you want to hold on to him for a while?
Do you want me to? Sure.
You want to, Randy? Whatever. You can share it.
It doesn't matter. No, I'd rather film, but I can hold him if you need me to.
I'll go get the other guy.
What's the other one's name?
Fudge.
Fudge.
So we actually have
Brownie
four,
and Fudge.
So we actually have 4 oxen. I just bring 2 today.
Sure. Okay.
And they're all about the same age.
Okay.
And then, so they're the
What-
chocolate line. So there's brownie and fudge and chocolate chip and chocolate mousse.
Okay. And what age is that? You say they're all about the same age.
These 2 are 13 months old right now. Almost to the day.
So they're working steers as opposed to oxen, right?
You're not oxen until you're 4 years old.
Right.
4 years old and have all your back molars. You gotta have them too, I guess. I don't. I'm not gonna check about their molars.
Right. What do you do with them at home?
Just train them.
Okay.
Yeah, they pull stuff around, but
Sure.
they're not big enough to like plow or anything like that.
Sure.
Come on. Here. Come G.
Did you start them as bottle calves?
Mm-hmm.
Did you? Nice.
Day old.
Really?
Day
That's
old.
great.
Yeah.
So do you raise cattle?
Nope.
Okay, you just
Dad
had
did
somebody
when
close
I was a
by?
young kid about 60 years ago, but not recently. Come here. Come on. Come on. There you go. Whoa. Come on.
This program is available for purchase. To order your copy, please call 319-362-3027 or visit www.ruralheritage.com. Rural Heritage is a bi-monthly magazine dedicated to draft animal farming and logging, as well as other aspects of our rich rural heritage. It is published by Mishka Press, which also offers a complete line of Back to the Land books, DVDs, and calendars. Call or write for a catalog or subscription information, or visit our website at www.ruralheritage.com.